Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to welcome you to today's NACTA webinar. Today in our series, we have a special guest. It is Judy Kelly of Crystal Cruise Line. Before we start, I would like to take just a moment to point out a few technical issues for you to be able to maximize your use of this webinar. You are all on mute. This is being recorded. And if you would like to watch this recording again in about a couple of days when Dawn puts it on the website, please go to nacta.com, log into your account, and there you will move over to the left-hand side and you will see webinars, and then you'll be able to review this recording. On the right-hand side of the panel, you will see a box that says questions. At any time during Judy's presentation that you would like to ask a question, post it in the box, and I will read it to her at the end. I will also be putting myself on mute. That way it will maximize any background sound. So for now, Judy, I want to turn over the reins to you, and also to remember to introduce myself. I always forget to do that. My name is Lorene Romero. I'm the San Francisco Bay Area Chapter Director. I'm also the Northwest Regional Director for NACTA, and I have the honor of being your webinar moderator for today. So, Judy, I'm turning the reins over to you, and I am going to put myself on mute.
Thank you, Lorene. I appreciate it, and welcome everyone. As Lorene said, my name is Judy Keller. I'm the District Sales Manager for Crystal, covering most of the state of Florida. I have everything except for the southeast corner. Not a huge amount of geography for some of the companies who cover multiple states, but as any of you who are in Florida know, pretty dense territory with lots of people who like to cruise. I'm at a disadvantage because whenever I'm on a webinar, I don't get immediate feedback, but based on the fact that I'm dealing with travel agents, I'm assuming somewhat of a knowledge of Crystal Cruises. We are, just to go ahead and give you a heads up on our elevator speech, if you will. My dad was a salesperson. He always told me, have an elevator speech so that if someone says, tell me about your company, you can do it over the course of several floors. Crystal is a small upscale cruise line. We have 2 ships currently traveling all over the world. They are upscale, so when you're on board, you don't have to sign your name constantly. We offer the best things about a small ship cruise line with wonderful service, fantastic food, but we also offer the good things about a larger ship cruise line. We've got a great casino, a wonderful workout facility, fantastic production shows. During the day, you can have a choice of a number of different lecturers and enrichment activities. So again, the best parts about the large ship cruise lines, but without the crowds. I was recently on board one of the ships carrying 4,000 people, and I know that's not even the largest, without the crowds and without the nickel and diming, without the constant shining of your name. I have been fortunate to be with Crystal for just working on my 12th year, but started in the travel business working on board the SS Norway back in 1983. Showing my age here, but it really gives you a wide expanse of knowledge to be able to see both sides of the fence, both the upscale and the more contemporary market, as well as seeing it from the onboard side of the fence and the shore side of the fence. What really makes Crystal special, first and foremost, we love the accolades. We never get tired of these. We never take them for granted because every single year that we're recognized by Condé Nast Traveler or Travel and Leisure, it's just another time we can take a deep breath and go, okay, we're still there. We've still got it. This is the equivalent because, frankly, there are a lot of people out there who aren't familiar with Crystal Cruises yet, but being recognized by the readers of Travel and Leisure and the readers of Condé Nast Traveler as many times as we've been recognized is the equivalent of an actor or an actress being recognized with an Academy Award and a People's Choice Award for 20 consecutive years. We're Tom Hanks. It's absolutely amazing to work for a company that you can send clients on board and they're going to come back crystallized guests. It's absolutely fantastic. What we do, and you can't tell anybody else about this, none of the other cruise lines, these have been our cornerstones since we started as a company 25 years ago. The things we think about whenever we're doing anything to affect what's going on board: service, space, quality, and choices. Those are the four things that we concentrate on. When you're looking at a Crystal cruise, you have to think about the service. You have to think about, let's back up to the previous one. You have to think about the people who are on board serving your guests. These are the best at sea, absolutely. And when we bring someone on, we hire the attitude. You can always train them to mix a drink or to make a bed, but they have to have that attitude in order to qualify for being a Crystal employee. Space, the ships themselves, we just have the two. I'll show you those, but those are absolutely wonderful ships, the Crystal Symphony and the Crystal Serenity. They carry between 900 and 1,000 guests, depending on the ship. But having that space to be able to relax and stretch your legs and not wait in a line. The queues on board are minimal, if any, and that's absolutely a wonderful thing. Quality, just paying attention to the details, the cleanliness of the ship, the dining options, the partnerships that we have in our specialty restaurants and in our retail area. And last but not least, again, the choices. When you're on a larger ship, you would expect to have the Pilates classes, the yoga classes, the golf lessons. You would expect to have the wine tasting classes, to have maybe a language class, but you'd also expect to pay extra for them. Crystal offers all of these choices without having to sign on the dotted line, going towards that thing that gets stuffed under your door at the end of the cruise. It's not what you pay to go on the cruise. It's what you pay to get off the cruise at the end. And that's something that it takes a little bit of reminding to your clients that when they're on an upscale cruise line, it isn't the budget for while you're on board as well as the budget to pick up their documents. The value of Crystal. This is what I like to think of as our fifth unofficial cornerstone. Value only matters when, or price only matters when value is missing. You really need to concentrate not so much on, yes, this is the bottom line price, and I'll show you an illustration of this shortly, but what all is included, all of the onboard gratuities, not having to pay extra for the tips at the end of the week, the fine wines, the champagnes, the premium spirits, and not the spirits that you'd want to pay extra for in order to upgrade. We're talking the Grey Goose, the Herradura Silver, the brands that your clients are going to want to experience while they're on this ship. Open bar service throughout the ship. It's not just in the evenings or at lunch or dinner. So if you're sitting by the pool and you'd like a margarita, those are complimentary as well. Specialty dining, at least one visit per voyage to each of the specialty restaurants. If you're on a longer cruise, 2, 3, it depends, based on really increments of 7. And we also just added internet for all of our guests. So while it used to be just for our past guests, we are now including an hour per guest of internet for every day of their voyage. So if they're on a 12-day cruise, they'll have 12 hours of internet. And frankly, if they're going to use more than that, stay home. If you're on vacation, go enjoy, have a good time. This, and forgive me because I know this is somewhat of a complex slide here, but I always like to show this when I'm doing travel agent trainings. I actually have this in an Excel spreadsheet. It's not a sexy marketing document. It's just something that you can frankly put your own logo on and use this for ammunition. If you have someone who has been cruising on the premium cruise lines, on the mass market cruise lines, and are accustomed to paying extra and coming home and telling you, oh, the nickel and diming was just getting out of hand, and oh, you should have seen the bill at the end of the cruise, being able to show them, look at all of these things you're not paying extra for when you're on a Crystal cruise. And this is something I'd be happy to provide to you. If you'd like, I can send it to Lorene, and you can post it if there's a place that you can do that through NACTA. But it's a great tool that a lot of my agents have used successfully. Plus, our past guests always get a discount on every subsequent cruise. We offer group amenities. Some of you are members of the consortia like Signature or American Express or Vacation.com. They will offer group amenities on a number of different voyages. It depends on the consortia how many and what the amenities are, but they would range from a shipboard credit to a private excursion, having a host on board, but there's always something a little extra that your client's not paying extra for. If you have an actual group, we're doing a lot of family groups lately, for example, and we've actually put together a great little package for families traveling with a minimum of 6 paying guests that offers a $200 shipboard credit. If it's a larger group, there's one for 10 tour conductors. There's also the third berth on every voyage would sail for free, just paying port charges only. So the Crystal Family Memories groups, we do other affinity group contracts for non-family groups, still a minimum of 6 paying guests. And we have our American Express Platinum and Centurion amenities for those card holders. Please note that none of these are combinable. The consortium amenities would not be combinable with American Express or with any kind of group amenities. The early payment discount, and I want to make sure everybody's paying close attention to this. This is something Crystal offers to every guest. You're able to pay in full 6 months prior to sailing and save 2.5% off the entire cruise package. With the exception of air, you're saving 2.5% off port charges. You're saving 2.5% off the insurance if they're purchasing that through Crystal, off of the cruise package. But that 2.5% is something that you'll see some of the, I won't name any names, but some of the online agencies using that to put on their website saying that this is their exclusive discount. They are posting a price that's lower than what you may be quoting, but also saying, keep in mind, you have to lock this in by paying in full as of this date. So keep that in mind, because you don't want someone to automatically discount you, if you'll excuse the expression, to automatically go to another agency because they've built that in. Make sure you're always quoting this as an option for guests so that they don't think, oh, I'm getting a better price over there. Plus, just because I'm addressing the travel agency community, I want to make sure you know Crystal has a minimum number of direct bookings. We are currently right around 3%. We do take direct bookings. We're not stupid. We're going to take a direct booking if they come in. But the first question is, do you have a travel agent we can transfer this to? And the last question before they hang up is, are you sure you don't have a travel agency that we can transfer this to? Plus, you can transfer a booking from somebody booking direct back to a travel agent right up to final payment. So this is not something that we hold on to for 30 days and then it's ours. Right up to final payment, it can be transferred to an agency. We do have some fantastic fall voyages. We're not completely out of 2015 yet, and I just did my report for last week. I had 5 or 6 bookings sailing this year. So if you have an opportunity, recommend Crystal. We're looking at 7-day cruises from $18.95 in the Mediterranean, and this is inclusive of their beverages, all of the beverages on board, inclusive of the activities that we've mentioned, the bottled water, the specialty coffees, the Ben & Jerry's ice cream at the ice cream bar. So the pricing absolutely is aggressive, especially if you're looking at 2015. Get in touch with your local district sales manager. They can help you get a booking closed. Just to show you a couple of the itineraries that I was highlighting there, this one coming up sailing this year, this month, but just to give you an idea, this one is a 7-day round trip New York, so pretty reasonable airfare from most areas, going 7 days out from New York to Newport, up to Boston, to Bar Harbor, St. John, and Halifax, and then back down to New York. This one does have a kids sail free promotion. So, and you will never be overrun by children on Crystal because we only have triple occupancy staterooms, but it does help with some of the family groups that are not qualifying. I'm working with an agent and I used this in the presentation, an agency in Lakeland, Florida, promoting the Crystal Symphony voyage going in 2016. We compared it to more of a contemporary cruise line. I won't say who, but might give you an idea based on the generic title. But looking at the cruise fare versus the cruise fare on Crystal, generally it's going to be quite a bit less. Looking at adding in gratuities and drinks and specialty restaurants versus there was an onboard credit because this agent was promoting a group and the event discount, we actually ended up being less than what the Something of the Seas is for 2016. So keep that in mind. You have to take it that extra step because remember, you're getting commission on that cruise fare. So it's better for you to put them on a nicer product. It's better for them because they come back happy. It's definitely the way to go. This shows you the Mediterranean voyage that I'd mentioned. Again, just a 7-day going from Monte Carlo, starting with the overnight over to Marseille, stopping in Genoa, going along the west coast of Italy, stopping in Naples, and then coming up through Sicily to Marseille. Again, $18.95 per person. Solo traveler fares. We're doing a 10% single supplement on that voyage and several voyages for the minimum category staterooms. 2017 and 2018, you may have heard or seen an email come out about the Silver Celebration fares. We have lowered the fares for 2017 and 2018 from where they were originally published. For every single voyage, almost every stateroom category, between 3 and 15%. These are going to be held through New Year's, so through the end of 2015. So if you have any opportunities for 2017, I've actually looked at some of the group amenities, and we're pretty aggressive on those as well. Check with your local district sales manager. They would love to work with you on these. But the Silver Celebration fares for 17 and 18 are fantastic. The World Cruise for 2017, just to give you an idea of some of the 17 itineraries, we do have our 94-day World Cruise. Don't panic, it is broken up into segments, so there will be guests who are sailing from Miami to Colón in Panama, cruising down to Valparaiso, maybe going around from Valparaiso to Buenos Aires to Rio, Rio up to Barbados, and then Barbados to Miami. So there are several segments. We are doing $1,000 as you wish shipboard credit on these voyages or on the full World Cruise, and on voyages for Veranda and up, we're including the extended land for the voyages connecting to Machu Picchu as well as the voyages connecting to Iguazu Falls. Something that I always like to mention, we have not had our sell free, sail free program for several years, but we have reinstated it for this particular World Cruise and its segments. So if you sell 3 segments on the World Cruise, if you sell 3 couples going from Barbados to Miami, or 1 couple doing Colón to Valparaiso, another couple from Buenos Aires to Rio, and another one from Miami to Colón. 3 segments, and you earn a free cruise going into 2017. You're not going to do the World Cruise, but you'll earn a free cruise for 2017. We've got details on this on our Travel Agent Center. Plus, if you sell 6 segments, which would be essentially 1 full World Cruise for 2017, you would also earn a free cruise, but you'd be sailing in a penthouse. And this, for both of these programs, it's for you and a guest. So if you're interested, if you have anybody looking at some South America, by all means, have a look. 2018, yes, we are talking about 2018 already. We have our 18 itineraries out for the World Cruises. Both ships are doing a World Cruise itinerary for 2018. We have Cape Town to Miami on the Crystal Symphony for 112 days. Then Los Angeles over to Rome for 114 days. Now you see there are 2 ships, 4 options. You may notice that both ships are in Sydney. What it doesn't say is they're in Sydney at the same time. So we are allowing guests who want to combine itineraries to switch ships. So in Sydney, they'll be able to go from, just for the Crystal Symphony, to the Serenity, going Sydney up to Rome, So that's going to be the longest of the itineraries at 129 days. Or if they're cruising out of Los Angeles on board the Crystal Serenity, they can switch and come back. So it's completely, well, the whole cruise will have you disembarking and embarking in the United States, which is a plus for people to have the shorter flight time. So that one also is the shortest of the itineraries. My personal favorite, just because I love days at sea, and going from Los Angeles over to Sydney and then back up again, definitely those Trans-Pacifics are going to be gorgeous. To give you an idea here, we're looking at fares from just over $40,000 per guest. That's for the 97-day. $2,000 as you wish shipboard credit. We'll have the gala for all of those guests on February 17th. We'll be doing smaller deposits because we are looking 2-3 years in advance here. And the fares, you'll definitely want to call reservations to get actual fares, because if they're switching ships, they may be switching categories. Reservations, they're the experts. Now, what we have now, this is where our fleet is currently. We're looking at the Crystal Symphony. She's a 50,000-ton vessel carrying 922 guests. And the Crystal Serenity, she's 1,070 guests, but she's 69,000 tons. You heard me mention before that I was crew on the Norway. She was almost the exact same size as the Crystal Serenity at 70,000 tons, but carried 2,000 people. So you get a feel for the idea that the space is what's really important. You have a ship that could carry twice as many people, but only carrying half that many so that you can be a little more comfortable. You'll also notice one of the major differences between Symphony and Serenity. Crystal Symphony, you have the lifeboats that could be obstructing a view. Crystal Serenity, we've recessed those lifeboats. We've tucked them into the side of the ship. So the minimum category on the Crystal Serenity is a big picture window, unobstructed view. Everything else is private veranda, but on Serenity, there are no obstructed view staterooms. Symphony does have some obstructions. Those would be the category E1 and E2 staterooms. But other than that, it's big picture window and private veranda. So this is where we stand now. It's wonderful. I know these ships like the back of my hand. They are fantastic. You may have heard that we are in a bit of an expansion mode. This is what we're about to have. Crystal Symphony and Crystal Serenity still sailing with us. We are going to have a yacht joining our fleet in December. We will have a minimum of 2 river yachts. We'll have what has been announced most recently, 2 luxury air jets, and we're going to have a new class of ocean vessel joining the Symphony and Serenity. So first and foremost, the Crystal Yacht Cruises. We announced this back in July. It immediately was on the website and for sale on July 20th. So the yacht cruises are out there. This is the Crystal Esprit. Her inaugural sailing is in the Seychelles Islands. She'll be sailing December 23rd. This is an existing yacht. Believe it or not, she most recently was the Taurus, which was the private yacht of the chairman of our parent company, Genting Hong Kong. We have her in Singapore right now being completely reworked, basically taking the insides out and restuffing her with all of the wonderful stateroom amenities, with the public areas, new engines, new boilers, new water purification. So this essentially will be a brand new vessel by the time your clients sail. She has a marina off the back deck. We will have a submersible, so that's in the little inserted picture. Submersible is pretty much the only thing that will be an additional charge on board, but that's a 2-passenger submersible with the pilot, who I believe will actually be the captain of the ship, taking our guests down under, so to speak. Now the deck plans, again, this is a yacht. So everything I just said about Crystal Cruises, this is Crystal Yacht Cruises, so it's a little bit different. We're looking at 4 decks. There won't be the heavy programming that you have on board the other Crystal ships, lighter entertainment, some lectures, of course, a couple of dining choices, but it will, of course, be all-inclusive, all of the gratuities inclusive, all of the beverages, the internet, just like on the ocean ships. We're looking at 223 square feet for the yacht suite. Those are the minimums, and there are only two. You can see those all the way forward, and they're a little bit smaller because of the stairwells. Then 280 square feet for the yacht suites on S1, S2, and S3, and one owner's suite at 515 square feet. I want you to notice, and this is a key differentiating factor for Crystal Cruises versus Crystal Yacht Cruises, 4 decks, and there are no elevators. So mobility is key. We definitely need to make sure that clients that you're putting on board who would be guests on the Esprit would be able to handle the 3 flights of stairs. They aren't big stairs. I believe there are only 8 or 12, but still, we want to make sure that they will not be inconvenienced in any way. And because she is an existing ship, we weren't able to retrofit her for an elevator. This will give you the basic layout of the staterooms. For the S1 through S4, this does have the shower stall, no tubs on this, but still the double marble vanity. We will have the ability to put triples on board the yacht, but only in the S1, S2, and S3. There would be no triple occupancy for those 2 S4s. So when you're looking at the 4 decks, you're only looking at 62 guests, maximum of 75 with triples. Any of you who may have cruised before on Crystal, this generally looks like a Crystal ship. So the yacht is going to mirror the Crystal Serenity and Symphony with the color schemes and the textures and the quality. We're looking at a 48-inch TV in the yacht suites, as well as the TV built into the yacht suite bathroom. I don't know why anyone needs to watch television in the bathroom, but hey, that's part of being a luxury product. We'll also have the owner's suite. This is the 515 total square feet, as well as having the ability to, again, to have the triple occupancy there. And we will have the shower and tub for the owner's suite. So this will give you an idea with the 60-inch flat screen TV as well. And then going into the bathroom, of course, having a 48-inch TV in the bedroom, and then the built-in into the mirror here. All of these suites have butler availability as well as a stateroom attendant. We'll have iPads for all of the suites to be able to use those for the daily programs, movies, whatever's going on board. So we're minimizing the amount of paper and waste. Owner's suite bathroom, again, with the little TV built into the mirrors, just a kind of a neat feature there. Reception area, which also has a small meeting area off to the right, and our bistro area, which is a self-service 24-hour wine bar and snack area. We'll have the Yacht Club dining area, which is all open seating. We'll have areas where you'll be able to go for more open dining, well, not more open, but more outdoor dining, lighter fare, salads and wraps and sandwiches, but only partial buffet, so it is still table service, overlooking the ocean. The Cove for our entertainment. You'll have a piano for piano music. It really is the main area for entertainment and enrichment programs. I also understand there should be a large television here for movies, sporting events that may be going on. The Resorts World at Sea, we will have a small casino. There also will be a small workout facility and a small spa. The casino will have, as you can see here, blackjack and roulette. What's not showing is the slot machines, and we will, of course, have slot machines as well. Sunset Bar, this is my spot. In fact, I'm thinking that bar stool all the way over on the left, but there isn't. Oh, the champagne's over on the right, so I'm not picky. But absolutely love this area, all the way at the top, all the way aft, overlooking the gorgeous views in the Seychelles or in the Adriatic. We are going a little more casual. There will be no black tie optional, no suits, no jackets. definitely resort wear on board during the day and elevated resort wear in the evening. The marina will have the submersible. Again, that's going to be at an additional charge, but we will also have jet skis. We'll have kayaks, both tandem as well as single kayaks. We'll have water skiing, wakeboarding. So these would all be there for our guests to take advantage of when the marina platform is down. During the course of these cruises, we'll have at least one, usually two, complimentary excursions. We'll have one that's more of an adventure excursion and another that would be more of a cultural excursion. So it really is about the destinations where you're traveling. We'll be starting off in the Seychelles, which is off the coast of Africa by about 1,200 miles. So it's off the coast of Africa. Gorgeous water. This, if you'll remember, where Kate and William did their honeymoon. So if it's good enough for the royal, it's good enough for us. Starting off, most of the cruises will end up, or will have 2 days pre, an overnight in Dubai. So 2 days pre in Dubai for them, the guests, to be able to fly in, get over the jet lag, and then enjoy a little bit of time in this amazing area. They will then fly down to Mahe, which is the capital of the Seychelles. Victoria is the name of the island, and set sail just in time for a gorgeous sunset. Now you can see here that we're going to be stopping sometimes one or two times in these different places. Sometimes we're staying in a place for a day, sometimes for half a day, just really depends on the spot. But we're not looking at an awful lot of cultural opportunities here. This is more ecotourism, more going ashore and going to the bird sanctuary or the turtle nesting area, or frankly, just enjoying the views from the ship, being able to go out and go kayaking, go hiking on these islands. One of the islands is actually owned by the Cadbury family, and they will allow for, during season, one vessel to visit per week, and we are going to be that vessel. Now, the Adriatic will start in April. We'll have part of the cruise going up to the Adriatic will have guests, but most of it, because the ship, the yacht doesn't have an awful lot going on board and travels pretty slowly, will be unmanned, will be just a deadhead. But when we start in the Adriatic, we'll be doing 7 days going from Dubrovnik down to up to Venice and back again. So when you're looking at those itineraries, we'll be doing Dubrovnik, departing late in the evening, stopping in Kotor, Montenegro, which is one of my absolute favorite places, just beautiful. Hugging the coast, cruising up the coast of Croatia, stopping in Split for an overnight, stopping in Zadar, in Opatija, Piran, and then an overnight in Venice. So great itinerary. And the 7-day return back to Dubrovnik is completely different. So most of the cruises that I've been seeing people book are the combination, going round trip Dubrovnik or round trip Venice. So you have Venice, Rovinj, Šibenik, Trogir, Vis, Var, Korčula, and back into Dubrovnik. And if I have any Croatians who I've offended based on my lack of ability to pronounce these wonderful places, please forgive me. But notice that these are not, a lot of these are known areas, but a lot of these areas are more marinas, just cute fishing villages, absolutely gorgeous places along the coast of Croatia. The captain of the yacht came from the Crystal Serenity. He's been the vice captain there for several years and is Croatian. So he's very excited about being able to cruise around his home. Crystal Yacht Cruises is one place to go. We have established a microsite with details on the itineraries and the pricing and just details about the yacht in general. All of the things you're seeing so far are artist renderings. The ship still is in Singapore, but the artist renderings are pretty close to what we're actually going to experience. These lights, for example, those are actually going to be part of the yacht. So we're really excited about this. The next thing that we'll be announcing, that has been announced, but that we'll be leaking information about, Crystal River Cruises. We are getting into the river business. And frankly, we've had more guests who have told us, I wish you guys would do river. That's where we want to go. That's what we're doing next. And if Crystal had a river ship, we would be there. So Crystal's getting 2 river ships. We are purpose building them for Crystal. They will be sailing in 2017 in the spring, and they will offer everything that our guests are accustomed to experiencing on Crystal cruises that make our product so special: the service, the dining experience, spacious suites. And I know that's not really something that you see a lot of on board the river cruise ships, but we're going to have wonderful suites and great public rooms. It's going to be first class, absolutely at every turn, first class. Itineraries, we're still kind of playing those close to the vest. We don't want to leak anything in this competitive environment that could get back and give our competitors a heads up on what we're about to do. But we are going to be going on sale December 1st of this year. So we're looking at just about a month and a half away from launching the most amazing river cruises ever. This will give you an idea of where we'll be cruising, and I won't get any more specific than that. We will be in Europe with both of the ships. That's really all they've shared with us, other than we're going to slow things down a bit. We're going to make it more of a relaxing vacation, as opposed to, if it's Tuesday, this must be Belgium. We want our guests to be able to enjoy the ship. We'll have the ship basically as your hotel, so you can experience some of the overnights in these areas. 250 square foot guest suites is what the plan is currently, as well as a couple of penthouse suites that are twice as large. A palm court, again, something that we're accustomed to on board the ocean ships, and a nice fitness center and spa. This gives you an idea of what the plan is currently for the normal suites on board, the normal staterooms. But again, we really don't have much information on this yet that headquarters is able to / willing to announce. But we will officially be launching this December 1st, and I'll show you where you can go to get more information as soon as it's available. The Crystal Luxury Air, many times people see this and they think, ooh, that means that these are going to be transportation to and from the ships. Not at all. Think, let's see, there's TCS, I believe, is one provider, Four Seasons, Travcoa, Laconia. We are doing itineraries on a 787 Dreamliner. Those of you who have experienced the Dreamliner, normally carrying 299 other people, we will be outfitting it with 60 guests with flat beds. There will be 28-day itineraries, so going to 10 or 12 different spots with up to 3 days in these different locations. So staying in hotels, staying at some of the wonderful hotels around the world. And we have just announced that in addition to the 787, we will have a 777 that will be sailing with or flying with our fleet. And again, this one starting in 2017. No details other than something that I heard when I was at our gala and sales meeting. They're going to plan several of these itineraries around a theme. So golf courses of the world. We had one family approach us already about doing ski resorts that they would want to visit. We're looking at Michelin 5-star restaurants all over the world. So we'll have them themed so our guests will be able to choose a different itinerary, perhaps even do more than one during the course of a year. We are going to be launching our first new ocean ship starting at the end of 2018. We were having some struggles, quite frankly, getting the deadline met because we were hoping for 2018. We were looking at the end of 2018, but a lot of the shipyards, they're really busy. There are a lot of new ships coming out. So our new parent company purchased the shipyard. They went out and bought Lloyd Werft. So Lloyd Werft is now being kept busy with our river ships. The river yachts are being built there, as well as the planning for our new ocean ships. They will be slightly larger than the Crystal Symphony and Serenity at 100,000 tons. So about, I think, 30% larger than Serenity, but carrying fewer guests. Where Serenity could carry 1,020, we're looking at 1,000 guests on a ship that's quite a bit larger. All of the staterooms will be a minimum of 400 square feet. All of them will have veranda at minimum, will have a polar rated hull, so the itineraries like Antarctica and the Northwest Passage that we're doing in 2016, we won't need to have any ancillary vessels to carry the kayaks or zodiacs. We'll have our own marina from this new exclusive class of ships. Plus, we'll have residences. Your clients, our guests, will have an opportunity to purchase an apartment, if you will, 600 to 4,000 square feet, up to 48 residences on each of the ships. We are still waiting to find out details on that, as we are on most of this. The yacht's out there, river's on its way. The rest of it, at this point, everything is, our boss's boss is fond of saying, pretty much planned in marshmallow. So everything's pretty subject to change, but the bare bones of it, we're really, really excited about, especially the yacht. I think that is just going to be a gorgeous addition to our fleet. And I'm so tired of hearing about river cruising. Now I get to talk about it. I have to learn a whole new area of the world where we're going to be traveling. We are living truly in exciting times. Now, I know I've covered a lot of information, but I wanted to direct you to our website, crystalcruises.com. You'll be able to get a lot of information about our different offers, the Crystal Family Memories, for example, or the single supplement 10%, that's under the special offers there. Crystal, the next chapter, that we'll get into that information that we are talking about still for the yacht, the river, the residences, and the air. That will also direct you over to the microsite for the yacht. But there is a place on that, in that section, that you can sign up your email address to be able to get more information as it's released. The Travel Agent Center, could be remiss if I didn't point this out. Down at the bottom of the page, if you've not done so already, go out to crystalcruises.com, and it's crystalcruises.com, or you could end up at another travel agency website. Travel Agent Center, log in, go to Register Now if you have not done so already. This is going to give you access to a great deal of information. Number one, first and foremost, you'll be able to access our marketing center. You'll be able to access areas that will show you customizable flyers promoting all kinds of different itineraries or promotions we're doing. You'll be able to access Cruise Builder, which is our online booking engine. Probably the most important thing is, as you are signing in, you'll be able to find out who your local representative is, because having a local representative that can invite you for ship tours, that can invite you when they're doing seminars about all of the new things that we're doing, someone who you can just sit at a Starbucks and brainstorm with, or if you're in a storefront, if you have an office or you have people who are around you that work with your agency, have us come in and do a full-blown training specifically for your office. We live for that. So definitely reach out to your local district sales manager. They absolutely would welcome hearing from you. So crystalcruises.com website is a great way to find out more information. So with that, I would like to turn the phone back over to Lorene. If there are any questions, I would be happy to entertain those for you. But I want to thank you for the opportunity to let you know a little bit about what Crystal Cruises does and what our plans are for the future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Judy. Boy, I don't know about the rest of you on the phone, but I feel like I've just gotten so much information, and thank you for giving the web address. Wow. Wow, I was trying to keep notes myself. I'm assuming everybody else in the background is going, wait, what? So go to the website.
Believe me, we were as surprised as you were. We knew the yacht was coming. The rest of it, as when it was announced to the general public, was when the sales field found out about it. So I feel your pain. Just know that there isn't that much going on that hasn't been announced yet. You've got the general picture of it. The yacht's out there for sale. Think about the yacht, think about the ocean ships, the Symphony and Serenity, the most recognized ships out there.
Excellent, excellent. And for those of you in the audience who weren't listening to our talk at the very beginning because we'd not set the recording yet, so you couldn't hear it. Judy was kind enough to step in at the very last moment. We did have another speaker, Paul, scheduled since March to be our guest speaker. So those of you who scheduled early would have seen Paul's name. And when I contact him, hey, I just want to remind you about the webinar on Monday. He's on a plane or somewhere. He hasn't learned to clone himself yet. So
no, he's working on that.
You know what? If anybody can do it, he can do it, and he needs to teach us.
Well, he's on his way to Las Vegas, so given the opportunity, I would much rather be here with you.
Well, thank you, and thank you again for stepping in. Let me get started on the questions because we have several, and some of them you may just direct people again to the website, which would be nice, but this person would definitely like a copy of the pricing comparison. So if you're able, Judy, to email that to me, I will email it to everybody that is on the website, or excuse me, on the webinar. I can send that to you. Each of you will also be receiving a message tomorrow, just following up from this, that will provide some links anyway. But if Judy's able to send me would it be, I assume, PDF format?
You know, it's actually just, and I built this with the help of my travel agents. So it's just an Excel spreadsheet, so it's very easy for you to be able to manipulate, to put your logo at the top. Sometimes PDFs can be a little sticky if you don't have Adobe Writer. So it's just an Excel spreadsheet.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, I'm sure everybody would like it, and even if you can't use it right now, save it for that little tickler file for clients you have. Just keep the information. It'll be useful. Next question, and I think you covered this a little bit, are shore excursions included or extra? And again, this person would also like the comparison sheet. So.
No, well, and I'm trying to retrain agents because I know that you have been trained by one cruise line specifically to ask about shore excursions being included. We don't build shore excursions into the price of the cruise. You'll notice that those who do are a little bit more expensive than we are. So shore excursions for the ocean vessels, we have not gone down that road of building them in. Main reason is many of our guests are very well traveled. They want to, for example, you're in the Mediterranean, get off the ship at your convenience, wander around town, find a place to have a glass of wine and relax, as opposed to, I've already paid for these excursions, so darn it, I'm going to sign up for one and take it, and then that means I have to get up early and be on a motor coach with 35 to 40 of my closest friends. And there's that frustration that you as travel agents probably have experienced where they've already paid for these because they're built into the cost of the cruise, but the one they want is full. And you know people don't cancel them because they're included, they're built into the cost of the cruise. So we haven't gone down that road. However, we do include one excursion on every voyage as part of our voluntourism efforts. It's a no-frills excursion, but we do everything from planting trees in areas to helping to clean up the playground at an orphanage. So all kinds of different benevolent activities around the world. Once we get into the yacht, we will be including 2 excursions, an optional excursion that will be more active, as well as one that will be more cultural. My understanding is we may go that direction on river as well, but I don't know at this point. We're still waiting to see. But the ocean is still, we're not building excursions into the cost.
Perfect, perfect. One of the agents wanted me to thank you for asking at the front and the back of the direct reservations if they have a travel agent. She wanted to let you know we really appreciate it, and we do. Thank you for supporting us.
Oh, you're welcome. It's our pleasure. We want someone in the loop who understands that the visa isn't just the form of payment. we value you and what you bring to the table.
Will early bird discount for paying sooner affect the commission of the travel agent?
By 2.5%. So the amount that they're paying is what you're commissioned on. So if they pay in full 6 months prior and the value of the cruise drops 2.5%, then yes, that would drop the commission amount as well.
What is the smoking policy?
I love that question. Thank you, whoever asked it. We have one area on board the ocean vessels that is called our Connoisseur Club. This is our cigar bar, and that is the only indoor smoking venue on Crystal. So the cigar bar, there is smoking allowed there. It is not an area, and I just disembarked another more contemporary cruise line for a conference and experienced where you have to go through the smoking area in order to get anywhere. I'm not a smoker, so we do respect the fact that many of our guests do choose to smoke, so we do have that one area. There are select areas outdoors, but not where food is being served. And we will have one small area on the yacht that is outdoors that will allow for smoking. We don't allow for smoking in the staterooms or on the verandas. But for those guests who choose to smoke, there are areas on board the ocean vessels as well as the yacht.
Speaking as a non-smoker, also thank you for doing that.
My pleasure. And
I know
again,
it was all you.
I have friends who smoke, and it's a habit. It's one of those things. I choose not to, but we respect someone's right. If they want to get out and have a cigarette, that's their business.
Another several thank yous for the wonderful presentation. Let's see. What would be a good email contact? Now, I don't know if it's your email or how you want to direct people to either contact you or contact their BDM.
My suggestion would be to go out to the Travel Agent Center, and I'll zip back to that page just so I can show you. Actually, I wonder if I go out to the website, will I lose you? I'm afraid I will, because of the GoToWebinar is email based. But either way, if I go back one page, this is our website. If you go to Travel Agent Center, when you click on that, if you have not signed in previously, you'll click on Travel Agent Center. You will click on Register Now, and that will ask for all of your contact information. The first thing that pops up once you're in the site, it gives you a list of all of our district sales managers and where they're located and what their geographic responsibility is. Find the one that covers your territory. I don't know if you know where this particular person who was asking is from, but find out where they are, and you can even send them an email from the travel agent site. But it will give you all their contact information, a bio, where they're from, what they've done, how long they've been with Crystal, etc.
Perfect. And would this website also be where agents can order catalogs, any brochures for ships? Okay.
You can get all of the brochures, and there's information, not that anyone cares about this kind of stuff, but travel agent reduced rate information for experiencing the ships firsthand. That also is out at the travel agent site. Now they'll log in.
yeah. Ooh, now you got that magic wand there. Let's see. Do current ships have special sections gallery reserved for special cooking needs, such as gluten-free, peanut allergy? That's a question. And will this be built on the new ship?
We do accommodate all kinds of different special requests. We've had, I don't know if you remember back 5 or 6 years ago when they said that trans fats are bad for you. We pulled trans fats off the ship. We said, okay, well, in the next 2 months, we're getting trans fats off the ship, when most cruise lines were saying over the course of the next 4 years. We do offer a limited number of kosher style meals on board. Of course, we don't have the mashgiach who can be on board blessing all of the meals, but they are more prepackaged. Gluten-free, we can accommodate. We've done a lot with the low-carb options because that's great for diabetics as well. I've had groups of people who have come on from the West Coast who have been fans of the raw diet and have been accommodated very, very well. Depending on how specific the need, just give us advance notice, and we can usually accommodate just about everything. But gluten-free is because of celiac disease, that's absolutely something that's first and foremost.
Okay, so this is one I love our agents. One of the agents asked specifically, Judy, does your territory cover Southwest Florida, Naples, or is that someone else?
No, I am Naples. Naples is mine. Where
there
are
you go.
Yeah, reach out. And for those of you who are in my territory, Jacksonville, the Panhandle, I've covered the east coast of Florida down as far as Martin County, Stewart, that area. Marco Island, basically the west coast of Florida is all me. Feel free to reach out. And my email address is jkeller@crystalcruises.com. jkeller@crystalcruises.com. And even those of you who may be struggling with finding who your representative is on our website, if you want to send me some information on where you're located, I can put you in touch with the person.
Well, thank you, Judy.
And did I just set myself up?
I know. I'm going, wow, see, that's something I just so don't do to people.
It's Crystal. It's all about service.
Exactly. If you want to give your email out on a recorded session, that's totally awesome. I don't.
I'm fine to do that. Just I won't be able to offer co-op to people outside of my territory, and I can't get you confirmed on a cruise or clear wait lists. But other than that, feel free. I can
there you go.
Get in touch with your counterparts.
Perfect. And thank you again, Judy, for stepping in on such short notice. Paul would be very proud. You did do an awesome job. I want to thank all the agents on the call live today. And again, we will have this recording up on the NACTA.com website shortly. We will send out a message just as a follow-up if you want to be able to reach out and sign up on their website. So thank you again, everybody, for taking the time out on your busy day. Thank you again, Judy. I hope someday our paths cross and we actually get to meet one another.
That would be my pleasure, and I'll go ahead and send you that email as soon as we hang up.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Good selling.